Hey guys, what's up? Ashley here, and it's day number 73 of Giggling. Welcome back to another edition of Confessions of a Giggler. So today is March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone who celebrates, everyone who's Irish, everyone who just goes out and drinks and has a good time. If you drank some green beer or had a green bagel this morning, great. Kat bought some green Cinnabons from the bakery from Sweet Melissa that we love, and I had a little piece of that before and it was delicious. So happy St. Patrick's Day. And may the luck of the Irish be with all of you. So speaking of luck of the Irish, so this is what I wanted to talk about today. So anyone who may be around my age, or younger, probably, whatever, you may remember a little movie on the Disney Channel called Luck of the Irish. So I sure do. Lassie was in that movie. So yeah. Anyway, and Ryan Merriman. So why I want to talk about it is, so I listened to a podcast called, it's called Zetus Lapidus, and it's made by the Mammoth Club, which is Molly, Alan, and Max. That's where the MAM comes from. And they have really great YouTube videos. And if you ever watched All Ears, Molly used to be on that. Now she has her own thing with the other two. Anyway, great. It's great content. And what they're doing on the Zetus Lapidus podcast is watching every single DCOM in order, Disney Channel original movie, in order, and talking about it on the podcast. So I'm a couple of weeks behind, but I just finished their podcast about Luck of the Irish, and they did not enjoy it. Alan gave it like a 5 point something, and the other two rated it way lower. Like, Molly basically hated it. And I was like, I haven't watched it in a really long time, like since since around that era when it came out in 2001. It came out in March 2001. So, just for reference, I was a junior. This is right before my encounter with O-Town at the airport. just for timeline purposes. Anyway, Luck of the Irish. So I remember really loving this movie when I was younger, I guess a teenager. And like I was I know that I loved it. And then when I started loving Psych, and I realized that Lassie was in the Luck of the Irish, I definitely went back and watched it again, for sure. There's no doubt about it. And I remember still liking it a lot. And Psych started in 2007, and ran for like 8 seasons or so. I think 8 seasons. Anyway, so when I found out he was in it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so great. So I definitely watched it again then. I'm not sure how I watched it then. It probably came on Disney Channel like all the time, or I found it, I don't know, whatever, because Disney Plus didn't exist then. Anyway, so I was like, I can't believe that they hate it so much. This is crazy to me. So I just watched it myself after I listened to the podcast of them saying they didn't like it. And I watched it again and I was like, no, I still enjoy this movie. Is it a blockbuster cinematic experience? No, it's not. Is it a fun Disney Channel movie that reminds me of simpler times from when I was in high school? I mean, he was Googling stuff on those giant colorful Apple computers. And we definitely had those in my high school. I don't know about you, but You know the ones I'm talking about. They're like clear and they're colorful. Each one was a different color, you know. You could get it in any color. They were great. I mean, I never had one myself. I was a big fan of it because it was colorful. Now you know where I stand on Apple products, but back then I was like, hey, look how fun this is. Anyway, it just, that computer just instantly takes me back to 2001. Like, so fast. So, I don't know, maybe it's like nostalgia for me. I mean, probably. And like, the things that they were saying that they were like complaining about, well, not complaining about, but just like criticizing on the podcast about the movie, I'm like, yeah, I can see that. But I'm like, it doesn't really like bother me that much. I just take these decoms for what they are, and that's it. But also, I just watched this one. That's it. They've been watching all of them in order. So like, I guess they're like ranging based on what they've seen. Like maybe against other DComs, this one doesn't hold up as well. But this one was always one of my favorites. So I don't know. I just hold a good special place in my heart for it, I guess. And like, I guess like the whole melting pot plot line about like all the different heritages and stuff, like that's stuff that we did in my high school for sure, because there were so many different people in that went to my school, like all kinds of different heritages there. So like that sort of thing, it was, I guess, common for us to do. I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was a fun movie, and I love, like, it just makes me so happy seeing, even though Lassie's playing a bad guy, right? Spoiler alert. Lassie's the bad guy in Luck of the Irish. But he does the Irish step dancing. I mean, he doesn't actually do it. Clearly, there's a body double, like, very clearly. Like, someone else is actually doing the Irish step dancing. But it reminded me of the episode of Psych that he goes to tap class with Gus, and it just warmed my little heart so much because I love that episode. You have no idea. That might be one of my very favorite episodes of Psych, and there's a long list of favorite episodes of Psych. But I love the one that Lassie goes to tap class with Gus. It's so good. When he like learns to do those little cramp rolls. So maybe it's just like because I like the actors and whatever. I don't know. I just enjoyed it. Is it the best DCOM ever? No, probably not. So like what Molly basically said is that why she rated it so low is because she didn't feel that it crossed the threshold to like some movies are just so bad that they become good because they're so bad. Right? She didn't feel that it crossed that threshold. Like it was just like, I guess, average bad. I don't know. But either way, I like the movie. Maybe you should go try it out. It's on Disney Plus. Or try out the Zetas Lapidas podcast if you remember the Disney the DComs. So we're still in the era of all the DComs that I definitely watched. I mean, once we get further more like out, I guess, more like, why can't I think of the word? Whatever, newer movies, I haven't seen them all, so that'll be fun, and like they haven't seen them either. So yeah, I mean, I did, honestly, I want to say I did plan to rewatch these movies as they were watching them, and then I just like, I always forget and I don't have time and whatever. So I actually watched this one now. I mean, I might go back and watch a few of them that like I remember more fondly and see how they held up, but yeah, Luck of the Irish. I liked it. I mean, yeah, I'd give it like a 7. Oh man. So yeah, I'll that's gonna be it for me for today. I hope that you guys all have a really very lucky day and you eat some delicious corned beef and cabbage and Irish soda bread and any of the green foods you want, and yeah. And if you're Catholic, it's okay to eat corned beef today because it's a saint day, so you're allowed, even though it's Lent. We're having corned beef on Sunday just because that's when we're gonna make it. Yeah, that's gonna be it for me for today. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Love you. Bye.